Review of mathematical concepts. In this course, we're going to be covering several different math topics, and you need to have a strong foundation in math in order to do well once we get going in the course. So throughout this course, you're going to complete mathematical equations related to percentages, order of operations, solving simple algebraic equations, so solving for a variable, for example, x, and dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis is just unit conversions, but we take these to a whole new level when we start talking about unit conversions, and that's something that we're going to build upon as we go through the course. So we're going to talk about this in lecture 2, and then we're going to build on this as we go through different concepts in the course. So this basic overview may be a review for many of you, and some of you may not have taken a math class in a while, so this will be very helpful. Just to ensure everyone's on the same page with math, I like to start with this math review. So this review and the corresponding assignment, again, is designed to help you brush up on your math skills. In this course, you will need a scientific calculator. I recommend this Texas Instrument that I've had for like 20 years now. It's a TI-30X2S, but any type of scientific calculator will work. The keys that you're looking for on the calculator are going to be the ability to give you exponents, so the caret key, the ability to take the square root of something, the log key, and then your basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, equals, all that type of stuff, and the ability to create a negative sign on here. So that's really what you need on the calculator. You don't need anything more fancy than that, but you want to make sure that those things are on your calculator. So starting off with percentages, what is 32% of 64? So in order to figure this one out, we would actually convert the 32% to a decimal. So 32%, if we divide it by 100%, and I'm getting a warning here, then we are going to get 32 divided by 100, which would be 0.32. And 32% of 64, we would then multiply that by 64. And we would get our answer then. So 0.32 times 64 equals 20.48. That's our answer. How would you write 71.5% as a decimal? Again, you would just divide it by 100%. So your answer would be 71.5 divided by 100. 71, it would be 0.715. How would you write 0.334 as a percent? You would take the 0.334 and multiply it by 100%. So that would be 33.4%. Moving on to the next concept, order of operations. So this probably sounds very familiar to many of you, but remember, with order of operations, we always want to do everything in the parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication or division from left to right, and then addition or subtraction from left to right. So looking at this solved out example here, when we use order of operations, first we're going to tackle what's in the parentheses. So what's in the parentheses is the number 9. So we're going to put the 9 there, and then we can get rid of the parentheses. Then we're going to follow exponents. So the only exponents in this problem are the 9 squared, which is what we're going to put down here as 81. Then we're going to do any type of multiplication or division. So you can see that we solved across the board here, and we simplified that division problem. 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. Then we have to tackle the multiplication. Again, when we go for multiplication or division, we're going to go left to right, so that's why we did this one first. And then for this one, 5 times 6 gives us 30. So now we have 3 plus 81 minus 30. Then we're going to do the addition and subtraction problems from left to right. So 3 plus 81 gives us 84. Then we go minus 30 and gives us our final answer of 54. So solve this problem. I would like you to pause the video, try to work through this problem, and then resume the video and I'll go through it with everyone. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to attack this problem. So what we do is we start with the parentheses. So this is what's in the parentheses. There's a lot of different stuff in the parentheses. But from within the parentheses, we are going to want to start with our order of operations within the parentheses too. So the first thing we're going to do is the 4 squared. So 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm just going to rewrite this out. Four plus 6 times 16 times 5 equals. So that's the first one we did. Now from within the parentheses we have to do multiplication. So we're going to do this 6 times 16 and that gives us 96. So 6 times 16, I'm going to underline it and rewrite the problem. 3 plus 2 plus parentheses 4 plus 96 times 5. So now we are going to do the addition from within the parentheses. So 96 plus 4 is 100. So underlining what we're doing next, 3 plus 2 plus 100, we can get rid of the parentheses now, times 5. So now we're going to go with multiplication or division from left to right. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to do 3 plus 2 plus 100 times 5 is 500 equals. And now we can just do the addition from left to right. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 500 equals 505. And that's our final answer. Solving algebraic equations. So this asks you to solve for y. So if you remember basic algebra, we need to combine like terms in order to solve for y. So what I'm going to do is I look at the problem and see what is similar. So I have this number and this number that can be combined. In order to get a number from this side over to this side, I have to use the opposite symbol to get it over to the other side. So if I have plus 2.2 on this side, I would subtract 2.2 from that side. And because I subtracted 2.2 from that side, I also have to subtract 2.2 from that side. So this will then cancel this out, and I have 3y, and set that equal to 5 minus 2.2. So 5 minus 2.2 is 2.8. So now I want to isolate the y. I want y to be all by itself. So in this instance, I have to divide by 3 to get rid of that 3. And because I divided by 3 on this side, I'm going to have to divide by 3 on this side. So 2.8 divided by 3 is 0.9333333. So the answer for this one is y equals 0.933 rounded as your answer. So with this next one, first I want to combine like terms. So I have a 1 here and a 17 here, so I'm going to move the 1 with the 17. It's plus 1 here, so I'm going to go minus 1, and I That cancels that out. So then I have to do minus 1 on this side. So 17 minus 1 is 16. So now when we rewrite this problem, I have 4 divided by y equals 16. So now I want to isolate the y. And the first thing, there's a couple different ways that I can solve this. So I can set 16 over 1 and cross multiply, or I can just move the y over to the other side by multiplying by y. So I'm going to do it that way. So first I'm going to take this side and multiply it by y. And when I do that, it cancels out this y. Y divided by y is nothing. So because I multiplied by y on this side, I'm going to have to multiply by y on this side. So now since those are canceled out, I have 4 equals 16y. Now I want to isolate this y. So 16 is attached to the y, so I have to divide away the 16. And because I divided away, that cancels that out, but I have to do the same to the other side. So 4 divided by 16 is 0.25. And that's y. So that's our final answer for that one. So now we look at this one. Solve for y. So we have y at the bottom here, so if I multiply this whole side by y, that'll cancel out the y on that side and allow me to move the y up. So then I'm going to multiply this side by y, and we end up with 3 times 4 equals 2y. So now I can solve this multiplication, 3 times 4, and that gives us 12 equals 2y. So now to solve for the y, we want to get y all by itself, so we have to divide by 2, which cancels out the 2, and we're going to divide by 2 on this side too. 12 divided by 2 is 6, so y is equal to 6. So now this one is a pretty complex problem, and we will be encountering a problem like this, especially when we get to the gas laws and we start to calculate the combined gas law. So in order to solve this, the easiest way is by cross multiplying. Since we have numerator and denominator on both sides, what we do is we multiply the top here by the bottom over here and set that equal to the bottom over here times the top over here. So when I do my cross multiplication, I'm going to do 3.5 times 1.9 times 7, and I set that equal to 6 times 14 times y. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to take this and multiply those across. So 3.5 times 1.9 times 7 equals 46.55. And I'm going to set that equal to 6 times 14, 84y. In order to isolate the y, I have to divide 84 away from it, and that'll cancel that out. So because I divided by 84 on that side, I have to divide by 84 on this side. So 46.55 divided by 84 gives me 0.554. Y equals 0.554. So go ahead and tackle that Lecture 1 assignment. There's some practice problems for solving algebraic equations, doing percentages, and a lot of the stuff that we talked about. And then the key will be posted after the due date. So typically like 12 o'clock in the morning after it's due, so that you can then review your own work and make sure it's accurate. All of the assignments in this course are graded on completion, so as long as you attempt them and you fill them out completely and submit them by the deadline, you will get full credit for those assignments. So do your best, try it out, and submit it, and then the keys will be posted for you to review your work.